Um, oh my god, it's still like this brightness is still dumb low. I don't know how the audio is gonna go right now, but what's going on? The boy doing a light little jog. I took a shower. I put the same shirt on, which is crazy, but it's alright. All right, man. We always. Well, I don't know why I say we, but I always use these junks as a little a little catalog of how I'm feeling and what I'm doing at the at the exact point in time. But I did fuck up. My curiosity got the best of me, you know. So yeah, one thing I truly think is detrimental to your psyche is being around uh I guess I wouldn't say negative energy, but being around energy that wasn't really good for you. Like it was good for you at a point in time, but then as you got older and as you moved on, it kind of messes you up, like psychologically. And it was like 40 kids in the pool. My fault, but yeah, it kind of messes you up a little TT. It makes you wonder, like, damn, the whole time I was just a blimp in a moment, right? Damn. Right? Because you got to think, we don't really live long lives, right? Our lives stretch out, let's be generous, say around 75 to 80 years old. If you're eating good, you got good genetics and stuff like that, right? So a blip in your life is like 10, 10, 10 to 25 minutes to a day. That's a blip, right? But that blip can be very, super significant to the point where it is embellished into your soul. It's embellished into your life. Like you think about that day every day, no matter if it's negative or positive. I'm not gonna lie to you, we're gonna walk around this neighborhood like 7 times. Just to clear my mind. And what I mean by clear my mind was I didn't really have an eventful day. Uh I'm about to go to my little cousin. Well, I might go. I don't know. Honestly, no. I'm about to go to my cousin's graduation, high school graduation, because when he was a junior, I was a senior. Now he's about to graduate, and I'm technically freshman in college or sophomore in college, I guess. But if you didn't go to school, it's whatever. Yeah, I'm about to go. I might go to my little cousin's graduation. What I heard, well, with the information that was given to me, it's like 10 in the morning. My shit was like late at night, and they changed the day or something. So a lot of shit was fucked up at that moment. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Right, when you're surrounded by, I guess, not preconceived notions, but reminders of what you had that was lost or taken away from you, it tends to affect your psyche in a detrimental way, which is what I said. Like say, like don't be curious, Like if you're stuck on that one person, don't look through their social media pages, block them on everything, block them on. But I feel like that's common knowledge. But if you're stuck on that person, no matter if it ended good or bad, and you're still curious, your curiosity will get the best of you. That's what happened to me a lot. Your curiosity gets the best of you because either you've been replaced in a small amount of time, you're like, damn, you're like I wasn't shit, or they're still thinking about you, which is, it depends on who you are and who the person is. If you're like some Rico Suave dude, very charismatic, and you're actually good to them, they may think about you here and there, but and then otherwise, now if you was iffy, you was kind of okay, then I don't know. It depends. But the reason I'm saying this is because, god damn. Oh, they're in the building. I thought they were fighting. The reason I say this is because I had to reflect on something because I was getting reminders of a person I used to know. And as low-key was fucking with my mind. It was fucking with my head the whole day. And I was getting some bad smells in my nostrils. I feel like memories are connected to senses too. So say if you smell something, you taste something, you see something that reminds you of a person that you used to like or you didn't like, it fucks up your whole vibe, your whole emotional standpoint for the day. And not gonna lie, it happens to me almost every day. I won't even be thinking about any individual, and then I see something or something reminds me or if it connects to them. It kind of fucks me, right? And that's why I wanted to move so bad, you know? Oh, what the hell? What's up with these bees and following me? Like, shit. Like, that's why I wanted to move so bad, son. Just due to the fact that I'm alone. Because it was fucking with my mental so bad. And even if you try to, like, find, like, a replacement fix, it doesn't really... It's like a pseudo fixation, you know? Like, it's a fake fixation on it. Like, it doesn't really help. Like, it doesn't really help with the withdrawals. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, I feel like it's way worse to replace it because then you're gonna end up hurting somebody that really rock with you heavily just because you're stuck on one person, right? And with that, it comes a point where you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. You know, it comes a point where like, am I changing because am I changing because I actually want to? I actually admire being something different, or I'm only changing because I was forced to. Because the things that I was familiar with and that I had a familiarity with is now gone, right? And they switch up, and it's gone like that. It could be an individual. It could be a sport. Say you're super good at a sport, right, and you have to stop because of an injury, or you didn't get in the right school you wanted to, right? It fucks with your psychology of your mind. It fucks with the psyche of your mind. You're like, damn, you were so conditioned on doing this one thing for a long period, a long amount, a long amount of time, you know, a long period of time, right? And now that you don't do it, your brain is on the fritz. It's like it's confuzzled, discombobulated. You're like, damn, I've been doing this one thing for so long, and now that I have to stop due to a external thing. So now you're like, okay, damn, what I do now? I gotta figure out something different. You're like, okay, well, shit. Okay, I can't do that. Let me like pick up a different sport, or you're like, shit. Let me pick up a different sport. Let me find a different hobby. Let me get a new partner, right? And then when it comes to those things, you're like, I never wanted to switch. You know, you're like, I never wanted to switch, but I have to switch because the things that I used to love is no longer there. So now you have this empty void in your, I guess, your heart or wherever it's at. You got an empty void now, and you're like, damn, it's not fulfilling. This like my fixation is not being fulfilled. My withdrawal is just like a drug. Like once somebody becomes your drug, and you lose that drug, right? It's not a good comparison, but like, once you lose that drug, you're addicted to it. No matter if it was physical, emotional, or mental connection, right? And you lose that drug, so you're trying to find a new hit. It's like being you're addicted. You're addicted, right? And then it builds on that. Then you have these pseudo addictions of new things because you have an addictive personality and you're fixating on new things because you're just trying to wipe the memory of something that you had before. And this usually happens to people who first, like, say if it's your first lover, or your first car, your first sport. It usually happens to things when it's your first time. That's what happened to me. Is when it's your first time, you're like you try to do anything to keep it. You lie, you steal, You hide, you do anything, no matter if it's morally correct or anything, to keep that fixation or keep that drug. And once you lose it, you're hardwired to think like, damn, what do I do now? You're like, damn, I'm fucked. Excuse my language, I'm fucked. Like, it hurts. But, you know, I can give you so many theories and psychology, this, that, and the third, and this is only your first love, oh, it's only your second love, your third love really comes in the clutch, yada, yada, yada. I can feed you all these lies or supposedly temporary fixes, but, you know, once you have these pseudo fixes, you're like, damn, gang, what am I supposed to do? And that shit just like it really messes you over. Did that nigga just wink at me? I'm tweaking. I thought he just thought that way. He just winked at me. I can't even say it's the crop top because it's barely noticeable, bro. My other one, it's a little bit more noticeable. It's like above the navel. This one's below it, so I'm tweaking. But back to what I'm saying, right? So it's a repetitive thing, and then once, oh shit, and like once you're surrounded by it, right? If you have like constant reminders of what you lost, it makes you feel like shit, you know? No matter what it is, if you see other people playing your favorite sport, that you try to go pro and you had a collegiate offer, yada, 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 or you see somebody talking to your first love and you're like, damn, he or she moved on and I'm still stuck, right? And you're like, okay, how can I adapt to the situation? How can I, because what people usually do is they bury it deep down inside like I did, right? Or they try to stay busy. They try to stay busy to distract themselves from it. And then once, and if the mirror, okay, let's say it's a wine glass and it's already filled up to the brim and you lost a little bit of wine. Once it's cracked, right? And you try to fix it, the crack is still there, it's still visible. And then you keep on being busy trying to fix it up, epoxy, all that. But those cracks are still there, so when it keeps on tapping, you're like, okay, damn, it's starting to break. And then eventually it breaks and the wine falls out, and now you're trying to pick up the pieces, trying to figure out, okay, what did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? Or what is next? My favorite words is what is next, right? You cannot gravel in a situation that you cannot control, So the best thing you supposedly can do is to move forward, which is, I guess, a conditional thing that humans have created over the years. You cannot fixate on things that you cannot control, they say. But hey, there's some crazy person that will figure it out. Either it's either if it's sabotaging somebody else's dreams and aspirations to make them feel better about themselves because they didn't make it, or they live it throughout their child, via their child. That's the only reason people have kids. I swear. Well, that's not the only reason. That's shallow to say. So the other reason is actually want to have family, but people who didn't want to have kids but now having kids, the main reasons is like, oh, maybe they'll fix the relationship between the individual that I created it with. I think that's what my parents thought. And now look at me now, a screw up. And I have so many screws loose that you're like, damn, what to do now? I swear. I'm just walking around the neighborhood, bro. So many screws loose, you're like, damn, I wish I can tighten these, but the bolt is stripped, so it's no longer be able to get turned. If you get my drift, But honestly, what you can do, what I wouldn't suffice to do this, is you can mask your emotions by like just doing random shit. I swear, you can just do that. You can mask your emotions, do random shit, pick up a new hobby. Like, matter of fact, another thing I would say is if you're like retired, right? Because imagine you've been working for so long. You've been working for dumb long, right? and you finally retired, and you got all this money, you got all this money, you got everything you wanted. But now that you're not working, you're like, damn, what do I do with myself now? Cause you're not working, and it comes off as like, oh, I'm confused now because I've been working all my life. I've been working, and you're like, okay, damn. I've been working all my life. Now that I'm finally retired, after I wouldn't say you wasted, but after I have put in damn near 2 decades of my life to this specific corporation, this specific job, and I'm retired and I have all this money to sit on, I feel like you wouldn't feel fulfilled. That's why you pick up hobbies to distract yourself from like the overlooming questions is like, what is next now? I have dedicated my life to this one thing for so long that now that I'm not doing it anymore, it makes you feel like, damn, did I truly do anything with my life? And I don't know. I can't say that now because, bro, I'm barely 18, right? I'm barely 18. You know, it hasn't even been a full year since graduation, and I'm stuck. Oh, this is rude. I might step on the grass. It's either these are the things you do. You go into the workforce, and I fucking hate working for them, man. But go into the workforce. You go to college to go, so you can. I wouldn't say waste, but you can do 4 more years or something, right? And then after that, you're like, okay, boom, 4 more years, right? I go through my 4 years of college. Boom, I'm done with that. And then after those 4 years of college, you should be going straight into the workforce no matter if you skip the 4 years or not. But that's not your only option. But I feel like we had this mindset where you don't like our ego is like subconsciously in the way of it's hampering us, it's obstructing us from doing what we truly wanted. Because I'm not the way the world is right now, you're better off chasing your dreams than getting a regular 9 to 5. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you could be selling courses or whatever, or AI, automation, and all that mumbo jumbo, right? But the way the world is now, bro, you can basically do what you want. Because the world is so messed up, you might as well try something new. And I feel like I didn't really have that thought in mind because I was so concerned about others. I was not concerned about myself at all in any fiber of my being. I did not care about myself to the point where I didn't know what was next was after high school, after sports. I didn't know what was next, right? And the reason I say that because I don't know. I told you I had like a overlooming inner hatred for myself for some reason. I didn't know why, right? And then And then I guess an individual I trusted at the time. I guess we got drama now, but it'll get fixed, whatever. We'll figure it out. But an individual that I trusted at the time told to my biological mother what happened, and then now all my skeletons are out the closet. Now she looks at me differently, like this is the reason you act the way you act. This is why. I'm like, damn, why would you do that? It fucked me over. I'm like, now I look like a victim. Now they're gonna treat me differently because they figure out I was hurt. I was hurt. You know. Now they're asking me all these questions. Like, now I'm getting pampered like I'm a low ass boy. Well, I guess I'm. Motherfuckers be like, you're 17, 18, talk about you a girl ass man. You still going through puberty. But in logistically speaking, like in the law, I am legally a adult. So, you know, that minor stuff is all over now. You know, used to cap by my age 24/7 just to talk to the girls. And it'll be a year gap. I used to just cap to the girls, but yeah, man. Now I'm looked at differently. Where your boy can't even do multiple things. Like, I'm out here getting pampered. I don't appreciate that. You know. And I was so snob and so I was so snob and so delusional in my mind. I was like, bro, I can never work a 9 to 5, bro. But the delusion is needed to get what you get where you need to be. Like, don't get me wrong, the delusion is needed. The delusion is needed. Like, I swear it is. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make this a 40-minute video if I can. I don't want to pass by 40. It's 20 right now, so I got extra 20 minutes. But yeah, the delusion is needed to get where you want to be, because if you just have these realistic standards, you're not gonna push past them. You need unrealistic, delusional standards to some degree if you know you're built like that. Now, if you're not cut from that cloth, don't do it. Like, there's some individuals out there that will get an apartment knowing they couldn't afford it and push themselves to get the amount of money to do that. I don't suggest that. That's not financially smart. But I know individuals who have done that, right? And I feel like my ego was like so high, my pride was so high. Like, I don't want to work no 9 to 5. I don't want to be stuck in no shelf and then some younger kid be like, "Bro, that's me in 5 years if I don't lock in." I don't want to be an example of failure, and that's why I was so adamant on not pursuing a job career that is working for, I guess, retail or fast food, right? But I was so dumb. I was like, I'm still doing that, but I thought construction was way better than fast food and retail. A job's a job, big bro. At the end of the day, there's no such thing as rich and poor. It's either you're living check to check, or beyond your above your means, or you're super duper. Like, they put these classes and these lists on you. Oh, you're low level. They do all that so you can just finish the rat race, so you can continue the rat race, so you can make more babies, create more workers. It's an endless cycle of. Let me not get into that, but it's an endless cycle of just capitalism and all that mumbo jumbo. It's an endless cycle, but we feed into it every day by the brands we wear, the things we buy, the phones we use, the things we eat. No matter what you do, you're endorsing it in some way or fashion. The car you buy. It's so crazy how one thing that was created by individuals hundreds of years ago is so embedded into life. Like, they be like, how can I make revenue off this? They have made revenue off your emotional anguish, therapist, off your anger, rage rooms, off of death, uh, homes, funerals, eulogies, all that. They have, like, all you can do right now is complain about it, or just completely ignore it and just keep on pushing through. And fuck that, I'm taking the ladder, bro. You know. And what does that mean is I'll use it, right? But I'm trying to change it. I know high hopes for a small individual. High hopes, right? High hopes. High hopes, I know. But I will figure it out one way or another. Because I'm tired of seeing my blood relatives and the people I call my family work. But you need to work because you want the things. You want to buy food. You got to provide for your children that you have, right? You got to work. There's no other option. Unless you selling ass. I'm chilling. That's still working. I remember one video I made, and I was pretty down because I was like dirt poor, and I was about to get I was about to have no place to live at the time. I was like, damn, I'm moving, right? I remember I was dirt poor and had no money. I didn't know if I was gonna shoot. Low key, I didn't even know my phone was gonna be on tomorrow, that day. And I was like, and I was complaining. But one thing I never did was complain or blame my mother or my father. No matter how fucked up they are, I would never blame them, because without them I wouldn't be living. It's a double-edged sword when you be like, I didn't ask to be here. That is true, but I would say it's a blessing for me to be here, because if not, the music I'm blessing y'all with, in the wisdom I'm touching y'all. Let me stop. But yeah, the YouTube videos, the art, the music that I have created would never be made. It won't be continue to be made, right? I want to make music that impacts somebody's life forever. That connection with something else. I want that to be made forever. You know, no matter how traumatic my past is and know how many mess ups and how many mistakes I have made, I want that to be different. So, and I feel like that was the issue with me. I always felt like somebody was trying to trap me. So, my best option was to run. Right? I did fight. You know, I tried to fight for what was so-called right, or what I thought belonged to me, and stuff like that. It didn't work. So the next best option for me, truly, was to run. Right? It was to run away from responsibility, run away from fucking fucking run away from fucking run away from my problems, run away from the issues, the the court, run away from the family, shit, run away from my potential children, you know. It was to run away from all that, you know, because I'm gonna tell you how it is, Brisky. Listen, listen to me. You're not always gonna agree of what I'm saying. I can say the sky is motherfucking pink right now, and you can clearly say it's blue. You can clearly see it's blue. You're not always gonna agree with me, right? Don't try to fantasize or try to create this whole scenario about any individual you see online, because they can be the complete opposite on the camera. I could be a complete dickhead off this camera. You would never know, which I'm not. But I'm a little bit sarcastic here and there. But yeah, you truly don't know who is, like, even though you can feel the authenticity off of me, how I speak, and how my dialect and all my inflections and all that, right? It don't really matter, because it's only what I show you, right? Like, you know, you don't know. I could be what's something that is very misinformational, and like they get wrong. Matter of fact, I'm not saying that, but what is it? A Satanist, right? When you hear that, you believe, oh, you believe in the devil and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean that. It just, you would think because you hear Satan, I'm pretty sure it don't mean that. It's a lot of things that have a meaning that you choose. Man, you just, man, niggas on my block. I'm about to start. Let me step. I'm gonna just go off the road, not the bar. Look like they eating. But yeah, you know. What I was going about? I was yapping. What was I going about that part? But mainly, due to the fact you truly don't know what is there. You know, truly don't know what is there. And I was like, you don't know who is behind or in front of the camera. No matter how real, I could say the most thought-provoking, indicative thing that has changed your perspective on life on a monumental occasion, and then in real life, I'm just reading off a teleprompter, I'm reading off AI, and I'm a total narcissist. Well, I am. Not like that, though. A total narcissist, arrogant asshole that believes everything belongs to him and he should be a billionaire by 21. How many years I got? Like 4? I got like 3 more years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got like 3 more years before I'm 21. Then, but like, you know what somebody told me? They say your birthday doesn't really matter until um until 21, cause like you can't do shit at 18. I'm like, I can rent a boat. I'm pretty sure I can rent stuff. And it's like, nah, can't really do shit. You gotta wait until you're 21. I'm like, I don't drink or smoke, so I'm like, so honestly, what am I supposed to do? You know, but I really didn't care. But that's what I was talking about. Yeah, you don't truly know who's in front of the camera. You know, it's all an act. It's all a performance, right? But if you don't know the answer to something, you're trying to figure out the answer, and you're trying to perform like you know something, your whole life is a test, right? If you like, if your whole life shouldn't be a test. Your whole life is a test if you're just trying to please everybody that asks you a question that you don't know the answer to. Your life is a test, and you don't want that, do you? Bro, I'm low-key hungry, gang. Yo, my stomach is hot. Yo, y'all ever feel like y'all about to throw up when y'all hungry? Yo, I always used to connect that. I always used to connect it to when dogs throw up, and they eat their throw up. I know that's slack, but they eat their throw. That means they haven't been being fed, and that's the only nutrients they can have. I'm like, yo, yeah. I used to think that's crazy. Like, your stomach ever get hot, your mouth start like filling up with saliva and stuff. Okay, I wonder what they got at their house. I might cook something. Cause I still gotta buy some things. But back to what I was saying, like, where your whole life is a test game. If you're trying to figure out and cooperate and maneuver throughout life with with uh with lies and stuff like that, right? I should know because I ain't gonna lie. I used to lie a lot, bro. I used to cap a lot of things because I didn't know when people know I was poor. I didn't know when people I went to GP. I didn't want people to know anything about me. So I used to just cap about the most smallest things, especially in school. But I wasn't want to be like, oh, I got an iPhone, but it's at home. I wasn't those type of niggas. I was more off of be like, yeah, I got a big ass house, shit like that. So the pity wouldn't come around, so niggas wouldn't try to play with your top. Was I right? No. That did cause me a lot of issues. I had a lot of issues with that. Yeah. I had non-existent drama just because I was trolling so much. Because I was so sarcastic. It smelled like something burning. Yeah, I had a lot of issues with that, especially in school. But I can admit I was wrong, you know. But, people would just say deny, 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 deny. But that just digs you in a bigger hole, to be honest. But I don't know, man. Maybe because I told y'all, I ain't gonna lie. When the music takes off, I'm probably deleting most of the videos. I'm probably deleting all the shorts though. I'm not gonna lie. So if you see this, download and save your favorite video of me if you have one. But I don't know. It's gonna be a little minute before I delete them. But I'm still saying I'm probably gonna delete most of the shorts, most of everything else, stuff like that. So, or not gonna lie, if I didn't have this crop top on, I would have died. I don't care what nobody said. I would have died. And I look good in this bit, so. Alright, we getting a little bit conceited. But yeah, I said for like what? I said around 40 minutes, but yeah. My first video, I had the same clothes on, but I took a shower after. See, yeah, I'm dumb hungry because now I'm smelling like grilled, like burgers and shit. Yo, I just laugh, bro, because I don't gonna lie. The most childish thing I used to say was like, you eating glizzies, bro? You eating a chapoy? I still do it to this day though. Like, you gotta be super close with me. Though. Like, where if it's anything and if it resembles a Frank, bro, I'm gonna get on your ass. Bro, you should ask. Oh, yeah, I can't drop her opinion, but mystery girl, you're not really on cool terms right now. I don't know, bro. I swear. It's a part of being a teenager, I swear. Having like the most smallest issues and stop talking for a couple of days here and there. But most of the time, it'd be my fault. It'd be my fault. Cause I just don't be in the mood. I ain't gonna lie, I be a little bit sassy like a girl sometimes. I get it from my mom, I guess. Like I don't put up with bullshit. Or like, I don't know. But yeah, it'd be my fault. But I tend to apologize a lot though. But I always say, what is the point of constructive criticism if there's no change? Right? Shooting yourself in the foot. Should I stop it at 40? Completely at 40? Well, if I stop it at 40, then I'll probably make a second part if I stop it at a complete 40. But yeah, man. I always say yeah, but and yes. And it was about the most stupidest thing, bro. It was about social media. I swear. It was about like that wasn't the main issue, but it was like social media and like who I was following or some shit like that. I don't recall. I know it was probably my fault. It's usually my fault. Like I remember when we stopped talking for a hot little minute, like me and her, because that was my dog, like before anything else. And I was washing clothes at the laundromat with my mom's, Mama Dukes, and it was like, why you and So stop talking? I was like, I don't know, bro. And my mom was like, what you do? I was like, what the fuck, man? Every time me and an individual, no matter if it's a boy or a girl, anytime me and an individual stop talking to a friend, bro, my people always think it's my fault. If we being honest, bro, like a good 50, nah, that's too generous, nigga. A good 40% of you. A good 40. I'm not even on y'all side. Why y'all tweaking out? Yeah, but back to what I was saying. A good 40% be my fault, and the rest be like their fault. I swear. But what I always say, even I was like, even if it's like 99% their fault, and that 0.0% is your fault, you gotta take full responsibility, no matter what. I swear that was a dumb thing I said, but I gotta just take responsibility, even though, But like, it be dumb shit. It be dumb shit. I swear, it be dumb shit. But like, I don't know, bro. Sometimes I just be bumping heads. Like, if I know you smart, bro, and you start just doing dumb shit, I'm gonna get mad, right? Cause I'm like, you're inherently doing it on purpose. And then if I repeat it, right, I'll troll. Like, I'll try to, like they say, raise bait. I'll raise bait with you now. And then, hey, don't get me wrong, bro. Most of my life, bro, I've been with girls. So like, bro, people tend to say you're less masculine if you're raised by girls and you're more codependent. But whatever. I'm gonna know how to troll, bro. I see past the bullshit. So I'm gonna be like, bro, you're capping. You're capping. I don't know. It's just everybody living style and how they operate around other humans is different. So like, if I know you're smart and you do some dumb shit, or you're deliberately like texting like something like that's irrelevant, I'm gonna look at you stupid. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm like, man, what the fuck? Man, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. If I stop this at 40, I'm gonna be so mad. But I'm gonna have to anyway. But word. Yeah, like word. I'm gonna be a little bit upset. I'm gonna be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit perturbed. Be a little bit aggravated. You know what I'm saying? Cause my patience is truly thin when I know you're actually smart and you're competent, bro. I mean, I wouldn't even say competence is intelligence, but like word. Cause I'm dumb. I know I'm dumb. So like when it comes to like social cues and shit, I tend to miss them pretty bad. But like when I get them, and I truly get them, bro, and then you try to pull it off, you try to pull a fast one on me, I'm gonna get mad, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I do have some female tendencies, right? If I see some bullshit, I'm gonna just block you. Or I'm just not gonna respond. Cause it doesn't deserve a response. Cause like what you said was some bullshit. I swear, like what you said was some bullshit. But that's not right. So I'm trying to grow out of that. I've been evolving slowly but surely. But everybody says that no matter how old you get. But yeah, I'm about to cut the video at 40, and I'll probably start a new one up as I'm walking back to the crib. You know what's crazy? I didn't do the little thing when we got in the neighborhood. Hold on. Let me hurry up. Let me hurry up and do it before it hits 9. Bam. All right. All right, it was great talking to y'all. Hope you have a blessed day. Love you. Stay blessed.